Hey guys, it's Shauna McKenzie here, founder of Best Kept Self with your Monday Morning Pep Talk. So we are going to talk about inconveniences and how to spin those into positives. But before we get started, you may or may not have noticed that there hasn't been a pep talk in a few weeks, but I come bearing gifts. And the truth of the matter is, it's not that I didn't have time, right? It's just that I didn't make it a priority, which is what happens when we don't do things and we say we don't have time. That's the real truth of the matter, is it wasn't a priority. But it wasn't a priority because the gift that I was working very hard in bringing you is actually Monday Morning Pep Talks in the form of iTunes podcast. So several of you have been asking for quite some time to get these in audio version so that you can listen in the car while you're getting ready, working out, whatever it may be. But we finally have it, and I've provided you with the link. So please go and subscribe if that is more your style to get it in terms of a podcast, but you will always get this as a video on Monday. And like I said, if you're subscribed to iTunes to the podcast, then you will get it that way as well. Super awesome. So I wanted to talk about inconveniences and spinning those into positives ever since having a conversation with a client of mine who provided some really incredible perspective that has lingered with me ever since. She was telling a story about how she had faced some difficulties in the past year, some unfortunate things that had been happening in her life that had taken her away from work, her 9-to-5 corporate job, and she found herself waiting and caretaking and just empty kind of space while she was dealing with some of these things. Now, why this is a positive, and what I love about the way she phrased it, is she calls it a gift of time. So she had so desperately wished when she was working that she had the time to create content for a book that she's now publishing in 2016. And she didn't have that time. Unfortunately, some of these things have happened in her life, and now she had the space to do so. So instead of looking at these inconveniences as negatives, she was able to do something really positive within them. Now, ever since hearing about this, I have looked for gifts of time everywhere in my life and have found them plentiful, but they were previously camouflaged as frustrations and annoyances. So for example, earlier today when I was on the phone for 60 minutes on hold, instead of being annoyed, I thought, well, this is a wonderful gift of time. And I put my phone on a speaker and listened to the lovely music while getting so much stuff done on my computer and emptying out my email inbox when I didn't have time to do that earlier, because there's only so much I can do waiting on hold. So it can also come in the form of being in the car when you are stuck in traffic, and instead of being annoyed, because it is kind of annoying, you now have a gift of time to listen to that podcast, to listen to an ebook, an audiobook that you've been wanting to listen to for quite some time. It can come in the form of when someone cancels a meeting last minute that you're supposed to be at, and now all of a sudden, as annoying as that is, you have a space to create and do something. Now, personally, when I have a gift of time, because I am appreciative of it, I use it very wisely. So I use it to do things that I wouldn't necessarily do, throughout my day. Obviously, I'm not doing them because I've now got this gift of time to do them, but use it carefully. Fill it with something that really makes you feel fulfilled, that makes you feel accomplished, squeeze in that one last thing that would make you feel good about your to-do list, whatever it may be. All right, so I know that I have found gifts of time everywhere since having this concept kind of unveiled to me, and I hope that you now find gifts of time in your life as well. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. As always, please leave me a comment, and make sure that you are actually subscribed to the YouTube channel so that you can get these videos there and some other lovely gifts that we are providing on our YouTube channel. And then again, for those iTunes subscribers, podcast people, please subscribe over there as well. Until then, I will chat with you next week.